Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Wrestling Entertainment. I'm Sean Hyland.
I'm Razor Nathan.
And this is our special guest,
J-Rob!
Joe Thrasher.
what got you into wrestling?
To be honest, probably it would have been probably the PlayStation games to start with. Sort of got me into it.
Yep.
Then I would have first started watching around maybe at the age of 9 or 10, watching Raw, watching Rob Van Dam all the time, later matches. Then I sort of had a wee break and sort of started watching again around 2005, 2006-ish, back when Batista was world champion and stuff.
Yep.
And then I went to the first live show in Christchurch on the ground seats, and that was really fun. There's a Hulk Hogan guy that was handing out beers, and that was like really good atmosphere with Sandman is there as well. And then I sort of fell back out of it again and just recently got back into it with Nathan, watching NWA, TNA and more independent stuff like Ring of Honor. And that's sort of what got me back into it now.
That's good. What would you say your favourite company would have been of all the wrestling you've seen?
Probably would be ECW, just because of the heavy metal culture that it sort of had, all the theme music and just the non-stop action that they had all the time.
Yeah, not to mention a few top rope moves
by
some people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Favourite wrestler?
Favourite wrestler? Probably have to be RVD. Just all the matches he has, like the amount of times he puts his body on the line and all the spots he does, just so entertaining. And he's got such a great attitude towards everything. He's so cocky, which is I find hilarious.
Yeah.
That is better than John Cena. Yes, J-Rob. Yes.
Right, first topic, Extreme Reunion.
Extreme Reunion. Now that is a funny one to talk about. It's definitely talked about, which is good in some ways, but terrible in others. When we talk about the event as a whole, we think about what wasn't on the DVD. There was the Blackout vs Dramatics match, which was pretty good, and that showed off what the ECW wrestlers would have definitely been proud of. And then there was the Raven, Pitbull, Gary Wolf thing, which was funny, terrible, clusterfuck, sloppy, and not something you'd put on a DVD. So, well done Extreme Reunion for keeping it off. Overall, the event was definitely better than it was worse. What was on the DVD now was the FBI and the Blue World Order, and that was a decent match. Then you had Bulls Mahoney and Axel Rodden, and that match definitely gave ECW fans the blood they wanted, so that was a good moment. There was the Jerry Lynn and Devon Storm Crowbar match, which was fucking awesome. Like anything's like, you wouldn't see John Cena doing anything near that, that's for sure. And then some other moments that would have been good to see just for that moment would have been when Shane Douglas said cut the fucking music, because that was classic. And the porn star in the ring, she was hot, whether you like boobs or whether you like women in wrestling, who cares. The Asian girl in the crowd, I'm glad those DVDs are uncut for obvious reasons. It's really good. And when Angel of the Baldies comes out and he goes, shut the fuck up. That was pretty funny in itself. Now to talk about the bad. Al Snow and C.W. Anderson got off to an alright start, but it was just way too slow and way too long, and the crowd definitely shat on it for the right reasons, and the reason being it just wasn't good enough. There was the gangsters thing, and that kind of turned into nothing, was pretty disappointing. The main event was but by that time of the event you could tell the fans were pretty angry and pretty and it would have taken a lot to save the show by that point, but the match wasn't terrible, it just wasn't great. What other bad moments were there? Because the crowd was good, the girls were good, the theme music was good, some of the wrestlers were good, but overall better than what it was worse, but nothing to brag about.
Your opinion?
Alright, well, I think it was an okay event. There was some good points, as Nathan said, but it just wasn't mind blowing. But that's all it needed to be. It was a reunion show just to get people interested in it, and then to move on from there. And you could tell from Shane Douglas' apology on YouTube, on that YouTube video a few days after, everyone was like, what's the word? Everyone liked his response to it, and so they got back behind it, and then that was shown by the next 2 shows that they did, and it was good.
Yeah, I basically share the same opinion as him. I thought it was just average. And I'll give it another chance for the Extreme Rising shows. But yeah.
One thing, when you talk about it as an actual show, it's not like an established company where they're going to have like video packages every now and then, or like replays. It's just like a live event, really, and it's not meant to be anything what you'd expect from WWE or TNA. Not in terms of wrestling and like shitty storylines or anything, but in terms of like the production they'd have for it and what they'd actually have to show for the event. So see what the future brings.
Okay, ROH Border Wars.
That was a good pay-per-view, apart from the technical difficulties. Every single match was good. Nothing was really boring on it. I really don't like the dark arenas. They just look real dumb and sleepy. Favourite moment from that event might have been the Lance Storm Mike Bennett match. That was really good. That was probably my favourite Lance Storm match, and that says something for a guy that's in his 40s now. The main event was pretty sick, and Kevin Steen's promo at the end, that was real good also. Props to ROH, and hopefully they get the shit sorted with the Sinclair stuff and start lighting up the arenas a bit more, otherwise I might go to bed.
Yeah, that was the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view I've ever seen, and I was blown away from it. I thought the wrestling in it was amazing. Every match was good. One of my favourite matches on there probably would have been the 6-man tag. I thought it was so fast-paced. But my favourite part would have been Kevin Steen winning the title. That's the first time I've ever seen him, and just from watching that match with him, he's become one of my favourite wrestlers now. Just the way he works the crowd, and his promo at the end, and just the crowd that night was great. Hometown hero. They were very vocal. Some explicit words were said.
Yes.
Good.
Very good.
It was just a good, great pay-per-view.
Yeah, I can't really form an opinion on it. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I'm somewhat of a fan of ROH, so it can probably only be positive. So yeah. Next, WWE Extreme Rules.
I don't watch WWE. Shit.
The only match I two matches I heard about was Brock Lesnar, John Cena. They had a bit of blood, so I guess it would have been alright. And Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and from what I've heard, that was a pretty good match, but I didn't watch it, so can't really form an opinion on it.
Yeah, for Extreme Rules for me, Jericho Punk Chicago Street Fight was pretty good. CM Punk sort of earned a bit more of my fan appreciation from that. And then Cena versus Lesnar was a really good sort of like half wrestling, half shoot fight, and it was very good to watch. Paul Heyman's WWE return.
Don't watch WWE. When did he return? I saw a few videos after it happened. He's definitely still got the voice, but he's not with the right company.
Yeah, certainly did hear about it, being a fan of Paul Heyman, but I don't know, it just seems like it came in at sort of a weird moment. He did used to manage Brock Lesnar, but with the limited appearances he has, it sort of seems like it sort of came out of nowhere, which is a good in one way, but they're just trying to stall the storyline for as long as they can.
Just used to like fill the gaps so when Lesnar doesn't appear.
Yeah.
Just get a porn star in the ring. But WWE can't have that.
Not being PG, no. I'm quite happy Paul Heyman's back. I've always been quite a good fan of Paul Heyman. Good to see him back, and good to see him like associated with Brock Lesnar too. Raw going 3 hours.
Don't watch WWE, but it could only be bad. 2 hours of boring shit turning to 3 hours of boring shit. It's good for if you like sleeps, but I don't watch it.
Good old anaesthetic.
Might do a Kurt Cobain and call it a day. Yes!
Well, from what I've read online, there seems to be a lot of negative feedback about it, seeing as they don't really have much wrestling on in that 2 hours anyway. But I think from what I've read, they're saying that the first hour is used for filler, for something. I don't really care too much about it because
Sorry,
there's
guys.
just not enough going on for me to want to watch it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of half sceptical. I mean, I know it's a different time, but for 97, 98 WCW for Nitro it worked quite well, so I guess they're trying to replicate that, and I'll just see how it goes and then form my opinion later, but I hope it works out good. TNA going live for the summer.
Obviously hasn't worked. I don't watch TNA either, to be honest. Maybe an occasional pay-per-view, but I don't watch it. TNA going live could be good, could be bad. Whereas live TV, you're not going to be spoiled by anything. But whereas if you tape a show, you can get it right, then put it on TV when it could be better. In fact, I'm not bothered by live or on tape delay or whatever. I just want a good show, and I didn't get enough of that when I finished up watching TNA. So I started watching other things, like porn stars.
Well, I think TNA going live was a good decision, but it would be better if they could go on the road live, not in the same arena, probably the same people going every night. You know, might get a bit stale, like the crowd might not be into it all the time. But I think it sort of has brought some success, but if they want to be a major player, I think they do need to stay live forever and go on the road.
Yeah, I'm basically the same. Fan of them going live, there's a different feel to the show, but yeah, going on the road definitely is a big thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, just a few budget cuts.
Yeah.
So what wrestler are they going to fire next?
You're probably hoping Garrett Bischoff.
That won't happen. Hulk Hogan? That won't happen.
I would think maybe Robbie E. He's not really doing too much at the moment. He's in the Bound for Glory series, but...
And Robbie T.
Robbie E is the whipping boy.
Yeah.
Doug Williams, is he still there? Right. Let's think about some really good up-and-coming talent, and then we'll cut their careers short.
Yeah.
Well, Alex Shelley's gone. Chris Sabin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Our thoughts on Brooke Hogan and Garrett Bischoff. You know, like the getting special privilege because you're like second generation sort of thing.
What the fuck? I don't think Brooke Hogan's attractive at all, and that would be one thing that would be going for her if she was good looking, but she's not. Garrett Bischoff, he's got no talent from what I've seen, but it's a bad decision all around, and it's pretty disrespectful to the wrestlers that have actually been with the company a long time and are being let go. They shouldn't be on TV. They shouldn't be working for TNA or any other wrestling company, apart from maybe a janitor. But no.
Right. Yeah, I think Garrett Bischoff is pretty much a waste of space. You know, he definitely shouldn't be there. Brooke Hogan, I guess they brought in to maybe bring a few more fans since she's a bit of a celebrity. Maybe bring her here, get some more people. But the thing is, like TNA focuses more on wrestling than WWE, and WWE like bringing in celebrities. So I think it's a wrong decision for TNA to do that if they want to be different to WWE.
I think, it's obvious they're both being given preferential treatment, but in saying that, like, they're both okay to me. I think Brooke Hogan's sort of fitting in a bit better because she's like in charge of the knockouts. Garrett's he started off alright, but he's just become quite plain. So yeah. And our last topic, TNA Slammiversary.
That was definitely the best pay-per-view TNA have put out since Bound for Glory, or that I've seen anyways. I'd say that overall the pay-per-view was absolutely awesome, apart from Garrett Bischoff and Mr. Double C acting so uncharismatic, which is totally unlike him. I think that Dixie Carter should have been honest about her tweets, because that wasn't a record attendance by TNA at all. And big props to AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. I thought they worked fucking awesome as a team. Definitely one of my favourite matches. All the matches were good apart from Garrett Bischoff's, but that's no surprise. And Mr. Bobby Roode, he's just the man. Just the man.
I didn't watch it. I didn't really know many matches that were on it. I knew Christian was making an appearance, which would have been good for them. But it was good to hear about Bobby Roode keeping the title.
Yeah.
My opinion on Slammiversary, probably the best TNA pay-per-view I've seen in years. because I haven't really seen Bound for Glory 2011 in its entirety, so I can't really form that opinion. But yeah, Slammiversary 10 was really good, top to bottom, except for that one match, as he said. That was the only piss break, really. Yeah, like AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, that's like a dream team, and it was cool that they won the titles. It was an epic match. Good to see Christian, a WWE wrestler, appearing at a TNA event was quite cool.
Superstar. You're not a wrestler.
Yeah, and yeah, Sting vs Rude was okay. I think it was probably still best that Rude won and kept his reign going. So yeah.
Sting. Step to the side, mate.
Yes. Oh yeah, oh sorry, and he got into the Hall of Fame. That was a decent moment. But yeah. Okay, that's it for this episode of Wrestling Entertainment. You'll find us on Google+, Facebook and YouTube.
Until then, take care, mate.
See ya.
Take care, mate.
Yes.